Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. Andrea Earhart here, muralist, adventurer, and your host as I interview inspiring artists who are killing it in the art game to show you that it's completely possible to make a great living doing the thing you love to do. We highlight the business side of art to help you reach more customers, increase profits, and ultimately live a life of creative freedom. Enjoy the show. This episode is sponsored by the Mural Master Program inside of the Artist Academy Advanced membership. This program is specifically designed to help you with every step of the mural process, from coming up with an idea to finding a wall to paint it on to pitching your ideas to businesses, and finally, of course, I teach you exactly how to paint large scale. Murals are a lot of fun and a great way to grow your art business. I know, because it has been one of the top ways that I've been able to grow my own art business as quickly as I have. With several years of experience as a muralist, I've dialed down the painting techniques, the proposals, the pitching, the whole bit. And now I've compiled it into one resource for you called the Mural Master Program. This is included inside of the Artist Academy Advanced membership, and I would love to invite you to join us by going to artistacademy.co, that is artistacademy.co, and click the link to see the Mural Master Program and learn more. And that's it, so let's get on with the show. This week's episode features Australian oil painter Wanda Comrie. Wanda was nominated to be interviewed on this episode, and if you don't know, you can go to artistacademypodcast.com to nominate any artist that you might want to hear from. Wanda shared some amazing tips for Instagram during our chat, and one that stood out to me just above everything else was that she private messages her potential buyers a video of her newly completed paintings to see who wants to buy it. She talks about not being so automated in a world where everything is nowadays, but instead keeping excellent customer service at the forefront of her art business. She has full conversations with everyone who buys from her. There's no automatic checkout system or computer saying, "Thanks for your order." It's Wanda personally typing into Instagram direct message saying, "Here's my product, here's a video of it," and if they buy it, there's a personal thank you from her to her buyers. I love this, and I wanted to just state that point that we covered just in the very beginning of this interview, because I think it's a testament to who she is as an artist, and all of that care ultimately, I think, spills into how she shows up on Instagram, and how well she paints, and all the details that she does, and how well she takes her photos. I think it's all connected, and customer service is at the forefront. And I think it's so important just to remind everybody that our customers are everything, and so treating them like a human and, not being so automated might be the best option, especially if you're just starting out. When you're selling, 100 paintings a week, that might not be as possible, but I don't think that's the case for a lot of us. It's not the case for me, and I think that we can afford to spend a little bit of more time in our DMs and personally thanking our customers rather than just relying on an automated message. Anyway, Wanda makes all of her sales through Instagram and gives us a peek into exactly how she does it. So take notes and let me know what you think about this week's episode with Wanda Comrie. So if you could just start out by maybe introducing yourself to anybody who has not heard about you just yet, and how you got into the arts.
Sure. So I'm West Australian. I live down near Margaret River. You might have heard of Margaret River area, down in the southwest of Western Australia. I've just passed 50, so I've been painting with intention, probably about 4 years. I picked up a paintbrush first about 18 years ago. Instagram's really driven me it's motivated me to get on with my work and make more work. I left full-time work about 5 years ago, and I've still got a part-time job, but I'm trying to paint nearly every day.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So did you say that you didn't start really painting until you were about 30? Is that?
Yeah, if you do the maths, yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I just wanted to highlight that too, because I meet so many people and they're like in their 20s and whatnot, and they're just like, I feel so behind. And so I just want to highlight that, because you are so advanced in your painting skills, and you waited a little bit to start it. You weren't a born artist, a child prodigy or anything.
I don't think no, I wasn't a born artist. I did do graphic design at university, so I have been arty-farty, most of my life. I don't think I got a natural talent or anything, but
I don't think any of us do, honestly. I don't. It's so learned and practiced. Yeah,
I think some just seem to have the little knack.
We won't talk about them.
Yeah, okay. I did graphic design. I never worked in that industry. I had a bit of a Me Too moment on my first job interview. So I went into hospitality. I had a child. I got married and divorced, and all of that stuff. Life got in the way, and I need brain space to get around get my painting happening, and that's what happened about 5 years ago. Yeah.
Awesome. So what inspires you to paint the subjects that you paint? Can you describe them a little bit to somebody listening who can't quite see your art? Because the first time I saw your art, I was like, I dig this.
I started off painting fish, and it really took me a while to find my little niche and my style. As I've got older, I've got a lot more interested in nature and gardening, and just what's around. We built a home and made a garden, and I'm fascinated by the Australian flora. So this is a little one that has got some Australian flora. This is a silver princess. I've got a protea farm. Proteas aren't actually Australian, they're South African. That's a king protea. A protea farm about 15 minutes drive from here, and they are awesome people, and I get a lot of my blooms there, but I am planting a lot in my garden, so I'm trying to have them on hand.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So who's your common buyer for this? Is it?
Oh wow, I don't know that I've got a common one.
Okay.
All over the world. Lots and lots of repeat buyers, a lot of US people, but then there's German, there's Spain, New Zealand, even Hong Kong.
And you're selling most of these on Instagram?
I sell them all on Instagram.
All of them on Instagram. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So how are these people finding you? Are you using the hashtags? What's your Instagram growth tip? Because I know so many artists are going to listen to this and be like, okay, I want to do that. So what do you do to grow on Instagram?
I haven't found the magic bullet. Do you know, I feel like you have to keep changing it up and trying new things. Looking at my statistics, they're actually finding me from all. I think you get lucky sometimes. You get lucky when you're featured on your what's it called? Where you might like this, or you might like
page maybe.
No, not that one. Where if you like someone, then they give you a list of people that you might like also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I seem to spring up in there. So,
I guess
oh,
that comes when you have a niche too, because then I mean, you have your own style, but you're kind of like another maybe floral artist, and if you like this floral artist, you might like another one.
that's right. It really has been a gradual growth, and I'd say consistency. You have to be there all the time. You have to be social and not just sit there and scroll. You need to be chatting, commenting, saving other people's work. Yeah, you can't just be.
Oh, saving other people's work. Okay.
Yeah, a couple of people have said to me that if you are saving, your post will go higher up in the traction if more people are saving your work, not just commenting, but yeah, keeping them, yeah. So yeah, real gradual. I love it. I love Instagram. I'm addicted, and I'm very happy to spend time there. Way too much time.
Yeah,
So
same. I know. I was just on it right before we got on here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be productive. No, I'm just scrolling and commenting and liking, and I'm like, okay, well now it's time for the interview. Okay.
People who have this willpower and set their screen time, I just don't know how they do that.
Yeah, and I would do it, but then I know I would forget to turn it off when I do it in interviews like this, and I just can't do it.
No. I don't have the willpower. So consistency, I would say. Photos, decent photos. Please put your photos square and get decent lighting. Edit them if you have to. And it's not hard. There's so many easy, quick to learn apps that will do that to edit your photos. What else? I guess you need to put your best work up. If you're putting up crap, you're not going to get likes. So you need to put your best work and the best photo of that work. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, because it's all about the paintings, and it's all about the photos that you take on the paintings.
Yeah. And you don't have much time to engage. People are, they go past real quick.
Yeah. Do you ever so in your captions? Do you ever maybe ask people questions, or do you tell a story of anything, or what are your captions like?
I just try and be myself. I do tend to use Aussie slang a bit.
I love it.
just the way I would speak. I have done the question thing, and sometimes that works. If I'm having a quandary about the background colour or something like that, I might ask people's opinions, and that's fabulous. And people are, real keen to engage. I think people are very, very keen to know who is behind the paintbrush, and they like to put a face to the name. And I did a little Instagram course not long ago, a couple of hours sort of information session, and that was one of the key things that I came away with. And I did do a post a few ago and got a huge amount of engagement and met a lot more people, didn't realise they were following me. That was a great way. And people don't care what you look like or what you sound like, or they just, we're just people, and there's so many different types and genres and all that. So, yeah, I think people just love to chat.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to know who they're chatting with too.
Yeah.
They don't really care if you're not completely perfect. They want to know.
Yeah, that's right. People do like to see me painting, so the actual brush on, and a lot of stories that I do, I sort of do not how to, but what I do. And people are interested in the processes, I guess. Yeah.
And as you say that, I remember you posted something here in the past couple of weeks, and it was you were putting highlight tips on one of your flowers or plants, and I watched the
Yeah.
whole thing just because I
Yeah.
was really interested in that. I was like, because you were doing them all, and I'm like, I've got to see her do them all because I know she's going to do them all. It's funny how video works that way. You're like, I gotta keep watching.
Yeah. Although yesterday I spent ages doing a stop motion, thinking I was doing something different, and I've hardly had any. Well, that's not true. I've had engagement, but not as much as I would have thought. So it's hit and miss, and you just need to keep going, I think.
It's so funny like that too. My light. It's so funny like that too. With like sometimes I'll spend a long time on one, and I'll press enter, and I like, okay, everybody's gonna comment and love this,
Yeah.
and it's like sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't really care. Like, okay, well, whatever. I enjoy creating that.
Yeah. And I think it does depend on the time of day and who's on, whether it's a public holiday or whatever's happening. I think that influences it quite a bit. But, yeah, you don't know.
True. Okay. So I have a painting question for you. So was there anything you don't like to paint without?
I do. Yeah, I'm a podcast tragic, and I keep running out. So I'm always keen for recommendations are good. Not necessarily, sometimes music, but then sometimes silence. We have some awesome birds here, and just to have quiet is good. And I have become a bit of an incense burner lately, which is really not what I do. But, yeah, that's nice. Because I spend so much time by myself. I don't know, I just think it's nice to make it a nice place to be. It is a lovely, I'm very lucky. I've got a gorgeous studio. But, just make my little nest.
Oh, okay. That's so funny because I was just doing a video interview with one of my students earlier this morning, and she had some incense burning. So 2 times in one day.
Yeah.
What was the tipping point that took you from hobby to professional artist? Like, what was that jump?
Probably the interest on Instagram. I was doing a lot of illustrations to start with. Someone said to me that you need to post consistently every day, and so that was that pushed me to make work more and post very often if I could. And it was just a gradual. People would take interest in what I was doing. They would ask if it was available, and of course I went, oh yeah, it's not finished yet, but yeah. And my husband and I, so I guess the tipping point was when we've kind of developed a product. So my husband makes these boards, which they're only small, 18 centimetres by 12 centimetres, and they're quite lovely to look at, even just sitting.
Yeah.
But they will hang. They will hang.
Oh wow.
That's got to hang. So they hang flat on the wall. And I guess the development of that as a product, and once we worked that out, I've had a waiting list, and I just can't keep up. So people buy more than one. There's one lady who's got 15. So, I don't know. People love them. So, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Congrats. That's what every artist wants. You have a waiting list that you can't keep up with. I'm like always finding myself, you're like, how are you? I'm like, really good, really busy. And I always have to say, like, busy is good. Busy is good. Yeah.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah. And COVID has pushed it even higher. The people engaging and scrolling has increased, definitely. And I think people are appreciating hand-painted, lovingly made things rather than mass-produced. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And just things to decorate their home that they're spending more time in.
That's right.
All these things. Every single time I talk to an artist, they're like, that's fine. I can stay in my studio all day and paint. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what I say.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, we're one of the lucky professions through this whole
Very
thing.
lucky. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. So, is there any certain kind of painting style that you stay true to? Are you kind of making up your own rules, or is there like, do you paint the whole background first? Um, or do you do everything by still life? Is it you're doing it all from something right in front of you, or doing a photo?
No, I compose all my photos and take the photos myself.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I'm buying the fresh blooms, getting depending on the light. So it's all about the light. There's a couple of places in my home that I'm watching all the time for the beautiful light. And yeah, I've got a whole catalogue of photos now. I'm always looking for more though. So I always use a underpainting, a pink underpainting, and lots of people ask about that. So that's acrylic. There's always probably 3 layers of gesso. I always seal the board all over, and then 3 layers of gesso, 1 layer of the pink acrylic, which I find really warms up the painting, and sometimes it peeks out in little bits and pieces, but I feel like it really gives it a bit of a punch and helps with that light. And then I can usually do a small one in a sitting, so a day. So yeah, but it's usually wet in wet, so it'll all be done at once. Yeah, but I don't paint the background all. No, people often ask me that. I do the main subject, and then I put the background in around it, and then I might tidy up the edges of the foreground and the flower. But no, I've never learned that way. Although I've taught myself most of what I've learnt. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a right or wrong way. It's just a personal preference. Do you use oils?
It's all oils. Yeah, yeah. I do like playing with watercolor, but my business and what I'm selling is mostly oils. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that.
Do you use oils? Are you an oil girl?
No.
No oils ever?
No oils. I mostly do murals, so like bigger stuff, and so I'll just do interior, exterior latex acrylics, and even on canvas though, I've always been an acrylics person, mostly because I do like random layers of things. I'm like, we'll just try that, and then we'll put some of that on, and it just works like that. But but I it's like an artsy thing, but I like the smell of oils, so.
Yeah, I love the blendability. So I'm loving the moving of the colours and mixing of the colours while it's wet. Yeah, that's the bit I love.
Awesome. Great. So let's see. I am trying to. So another question is, what are your plans and goals for the future right now? So you've got a list of people at the moment that we're trying to keep up with, but what do you foresee yourself staying in this niche for a while, or what are your future plans and goals?
I feel like I can't paint fast enough. Someone said to me that artists' work goes in ebbs and flows, and that it might just run out, and that kind of stuck with me, and I thought, I better hurry up then. So I feel like I need to paint as fast and as much as I can. I'm contemplating doing prints. I haven't ever done any prints, and cards and all that sort of extra bit. But then I think about it, and I'd rather be painting. So all that extra admin and all of that extra, I'm not keen on. I would love an assistant to help me do some prep and package for posting. Yeah, that's real time consuming. But I see myself continuing on. I love to paint small. I do get commissions which are bigger, and that's great. That's I love that too. But to paint what I want on a little one each day, that's freedom. Whereas a commission, you have to stick to the brief and get it finished in time, and all that stuff.
Get paid.
Yeah, get paid. So yeah, I think I'll keep going. Whether I do the prints thing, I'm not sure. I don't buy prints myself, so I'm always keen on an original and something that people have touched and made themselves. I love that idea. I'm really keen to. Actually, recently I've been incorporating ceramics that are made, so the vases and the vessels that I use in my paintings by Australian or not necessarily Australian, actually, ceramicists and makers. So that one's a Queensland lady, and then I just come across them on Instagram. I'm a shocking shopper.
Instagram.
I always ask the artist if it's okay to include them in paintings, and most times they're happy for me to do that. But I love to promote them as well. I love their work, so to have and to hold their vessels in my home and then put them on a painting is pretty awesome. Yeah.
That is pretty awesome, and it's just it's using your own platform to promote other people as well. And it's just we all work together in this. So there was a question on here. Would you ever paint your beautiful hens? Do you have hens?
Do you know, I put up the other day that I've got 2 chooks, and all these Americans said, "What are chooks?" Did you know what a chook was?
No, I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm excited to learn.
A chook is a chicken. Yeah, that's what we call. Yeah, chook. So I've got 2 girls. Yes, two beautiful looking. They're Wyandotte, silver laced, very pretty. They hardly ever lay an egg, but they're lovely to look at.
It's not about the ability; it's the aesthetics.
No. Don't worry about the eggs. So I might. I think there's other people who do beautiful animals, and I'm just on this flower journey at the moment. So maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, you should put like an egg like in your still life, just like leaning up against the vase or something.
I should. They did actually lay. It was my birthday a couple of days ago, and they actually laid an egg, or one of them did. And they don't know where to do it, so they just lay it on their perch, and it's sort of just, if it doesn't break, that's lucky. So yeah, they're gorgeous, and I put them on my stories, and people love to look at them. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pay attention to your stories now, just to see your hens.
Yeah.
Or your
Have
chooks.
Have you got chooks?
I do not, but I want some. We're gonna move and build a house here in the next 3 years or something, and I'm like, we very much want hens. We live right in the middle of town, kind of an area,
Okay.
and there's just no room. But I want some chooks. Chooks.
Chooks, yeah.
Oh yeah, or actually, someone just mentioned, or have a feather just sitting in the scene. So
Yes.
one of their feathers.
Alex is she's an Australian girl, and she does awesome birds. So she's all about the feathers. Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Alex.
I'll have to check her out afterwards.
Yeah. She's
okay.
exhibited in the US too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Talk to her.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know, it's great. It's great. Great investment for Americans to buy Australian because of the exchange rate. So it always works in your favour to support Aussies.
That's a good idea. Yeah, and that's a great marketing tool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you ever do any kind of like yearly sales, or like any kind of, like, speaking of marketing tools, or is it mostly just like simple post and people buy?
I don't even post and buy. I have a waiting list, and I direct message once my painting has finished and really physically just finished, it's wet, I take a video of the little painting and direct message it to my waiting list. And the first in who comes back to me is able to buy. So that's how I do it.
Whoa. Whoa. This is a whole new thing. I've never heard of this. Let's dissect this a second.
Yep.
So you direct message. So say you have 10 people on this list. I don't know how many. I'm sure there's more, but so say you have 10 people, like are they in a group chat or do you individually message?
I'm actually individually messaging them. And that can be time consuming depending on how long it takes for the painting to sell. But in all honesty, usually it's gone in 5 minutes, under an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And there's, I don't know, I don't even count anymore, but there's more than 70. But I do explain to people that when they get on the waiting list that it is, this is how I do it. I direct message you and the first in is the first to buy. So that's how it works. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that because then you're taking out the whole algorithm thing. Like they're for sure seeing it, and you don't have to just like hope that your list or your potential buyers see it on your feed. You send a video to them. Yeah.
I do really like, because I purchase art online all the time. I love to buy other art, and
Me too.
I find it a bit frustrating that you can't see the surface of the painting. You just got a flat. It's hard to see the texture, and so I do take a video under my desk lamp so that you can physically see all of it. And then I will take a daylight pic, but a lot of the time it's nighttime when I finish. So, and I do try and DM at different times of the day. So because you guys are at different time frame, I try and do that to give everybody a chance. So it really depends if you're online, but if you're keen, you turn your notifications on and you will get a message. Yeah.
Ooh,
when I send out.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Okay.
I must say it is getting a bit time consuming now because I have so many people, and I have been thinking, maybe I should just post. But at this stage, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Awesome. Maybe, okay, yeah. I'm like, maybe you could like tag them in the post or something, or maybe that would be a different, I don't know.
Yeah, it works at the moment, and it has done. I was sort of trying to cater to everybody's needs, or that I'd like a pink protea in a such and such glass vase, and that was getting a bit tricky. So I paint what I want and then send it out.
See, and I'm always like playing the devil's advocate inside in my head because I could imagine that if I put that online, maybe some people would want to be on the waiting list who would maybe never buy. Do you get something like that, or do most people eventually buy something who's on your waiting list?
They actually do. I have had a few people during COVID who have taken themselves off the list because they're in unfortunate circumstances. But yes, usually, I progressively tick them off.
That's awesome. How do you get on your waiting list? Somebody just asked that question. It's a good question.
You send me a direct message.
Okay, perfect. It's easy. I love it because it's so personal, and in a way, you know, because like a lot of things are very like automatized, and it's just very, you like one click, he automatically does an email and all that. But yours is like, nope, let's just, let's hang out online for a second, like. Yeah.
And I love that, and a part of me not wanting to do a shop, like updated in the shop, or be in a gallery, is that I get to talk to everybody, and I know where my paintings are going. I know where they live, and whether they've got chooks or not, because of their Instagram feed. You have a little bit of a conversation and a relationship with these people, especially if they're buying 15. It's a continual thing that goes on in the background, and I really do enjoy that bit. Yeah, especially because I hang out by myself so much. So it's these virtual friends all over the world. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool because I could imagine it being from the art buyer's perspective as well. Just getting a personal message from you. Like, it's just another thing to be like, oh, you're a real person. I'm buying from a real person. Even though they see
Yeah.
your photo, they see your video and all that, it's still you guys are messaging and it's not automated. I think, we're so much in an automated system right now, and I think giving that personal touch just goes so, so far. So
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
I
Good.
love
Try it.
Yes. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. I might do that. Okay. Because every year I have like a birthday sale in mid-October. It's like my one sale that I do every year. So I might incorporate that into it. You've given me a whole new idea.
Yeah. And yeah, you do get to keep track of your collectors, whereas with a gallery, you wouldn't even know where your work went. So you wouldn't have any relationship or connection with the. I think it's really important. I'm very much pro customer service and good customer service. And recently, I've purchased a couple of pieces of art from art galleries, professional art galleries, and I must say, because I know how much commission they take, and that I don't obviously like to pay that commission myself. That's why I do it, all the marketing and all that myself. I would expect top-notch customer service and marketing and online service, and I haven't necessarily got that from those galleries. So I really appreciate it when I get good service. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So
Yeah.
somebody asked a question, how do you do the money transport? What is your way of doing it since there's not an
Yeah.
ordering platform on your website?
If it's overseas, it will be through PayPal, and if it's in Australia, direct transfer. So yeah, I haven't had any dramas other than a couple with PayPal, which is interesting. Just the way they work. It's a very big corporation. So
They take such a fee
yeah,
too. Oh my God.
they do take a fee, and I've recently had an issue with a customer who credit card was breached, and the bank went to so it's complicated, but PayPal just took the money back, even though my customer had received her painting. But because her credit card was breached, the bank was trying to get transactions back, but my transaction was not one of those.
Yeah.
So, I haven't had many dramas I've had 2 dramas with PayPal, but mostly all good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how do you, one of the last questions here, how do you price your works? So you mentioned summer mood, you like to work small. Are they like a set price per size, or how do you price your works?
No, I say from. So when someone asks me how much a paint or a size might be, I would say from. So it really depends what's in it. A lot of the glass work that I do is quite complex and takes a lot of time. If they wanted a glass vessel, it would be more. I have a sort of roundabout figure for each size.
Which is what?
So the small ones are from 420 Australian, yeah, which is not very much for you guys.
Yeah, but I'd say, I don't think that is too much or too little. I think
Yeah.
and it's also like attainable for people, because a lot of people, when you sell original works, it can get into the thousands and stuff, and I don't know. I think that's a great price.
It's a tricky. I'm sure you know it's tricky to price, and I'm always looking at other exhibitions and other people's work, and how much they're charging, and trying to regulate that. But I'm figuring that if people are continuing to purchase, then it can't be too much. And I have gradually increased the price, but it's just a feeling. I feel out constantly. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, I think we've gotten most of the questions out of the way. I just have one more left for you, and then I will let you get on with your day as we end our
Okay.
day over here.
Yeah.
So so we have a lot of artists who listen to the podcast who are kind of just starting their journey or maybe a little bit into it. But I think a lot of them are still really confused about this whole art world even still. And so what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's just starting out, maybe where you were several years ago, and what advice would you give to them to where they're just starting?
I would make the most of Instagram. It's free. And it's such a huge platform. To aspire to be in a gallery is, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But I would be looking at the gallery's online presence and what they can offer, other than obviously you need a following to be able to, on Instagram you need a following. Make work. You need to make work every day as much as you can so that you improve your style, everything. You need to know as much as you can about what you do and get better and better at it. But I would be using Instagram. The reach is amazing, and for that to compare to a gallery which might have 50 people through the doors one day, when you can send your work out to, thousands, I don't think it can compare.
Yeah.
And you get to talk to your collectors, and I think that's really important. I love that bit.
I'm so glad you're such an Instagram fan, because so am I.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. There was one comment on here. Somebody says, Pat Tabarte says, I just quit my job to become a full-time artist. Wanda, you inspire me so much. Glad to hear you.
That's so nice. And I get so many of those messages, and you just wouldn't get that, through a gallery. I love that. It's awesome. And I really appreciate it, It inspires me to do more.
That's amazing. Awesome. Well, I think you're doing an amazing job. And I am so excited to follow along with your Instagram stories and see your chucks.
Yeah, you too. It's great to talk to you. All right.
Too.
See you, Andrea.
All right.
Bye.
See you. Bye. This episode is sponsored by the Mural Master Program inside of the Artist Academy Advanced membership. This program is specifically designed to help you with every step of the mural process. From coming up with an idea, to finding a wall to paint it on, to pitching your ideas to businesses, and finally, of course, I teach you exactly how to paint large scale. Murals are a lot of fun and a great way to grow your art business. I know, because it has been one of the top ways that I've been able to grow my own art business as quickly as I have. With several years of experience as a muralist, I've dialed down the painting techniques, the proposals, the pitching, the whole bit. And now I've compiled it into one resource for you called the Mural Master Program. This is included inside of the Artist Academy Advanced membership, and I would love to invite you to join us by going to artistacademy.co, that is artistacademy.co, and click the link to see the Mural Master Program and learn more. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. If you review our podcast and send a screenshot of that review to me on Instagram, I am Art by Andrea Earhart. I will gladly share your art on my Instagram story with a reach of over 60,000 as a thank you for helping us grow this Artist Academy community. And speaking of community, if you would like to be a part of our absolutely free and very encouraging community on social media, just head over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy, and I will see you next week.